Hello there, my beautiful collective signs. This is Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. So today's video is a traditional Celtic cross spread that I pull for you, collective. When I was tapping into your energy and meditating, the song that I was guided to listen to was called Call Me Yours by Lillian Helper. Is it Helper? Hepler. Sorry, Hepler. She, basically that song, I'd never heard it before until I got into your energy. It just popped up on my feed. It's a song about kind of giving someone an ultimatum where they put you in some sort of friends with benefits type of situation and basically lead you on and almost gaslight and manipulate you into believing that you're just friends, when in actuality it's a lot more than that. So, or at least it feels like a lot more than that to either you or to them. But sometimes, we find ourselves in those sort of situations when people don't want to commit and they're, maybe avoidantly attached or insecurely attached to us. Sorry, I had a cough. But I think that's what's happening for you. So you have a choice to make here. There's a lot of burdens and baggage from the past here, collective. But I'm going to dive right into the tarot. So you have a lot of stuff that you're carrying around with you. And the challenge right now is to maybe understand what's nostalgia and what is actual reality at this point. So maybe you had a lot of love for someone, but you really have to decide what it's worth it to you. Like, what is love to you? And the foundation of the situation is the King of Cups. So I do feel like there is an offer of love that you're trying to present or someone is presenting to you. But it may not be enough, because in the recent past you have regret or remorse. So maybe there was an opportunity and you said no, or they said no. And I feel like that's what this energy is about. So in your subconscious energy, you are the Queen of Swords, which means you're being like very discerning about who you spend your time with, and you're very boundary setting. And that's a very positive thing that you need to do in order to preserve yourself. However, there's a fine line there. So I do feel like you are being tested at this time when it comes to love, though, because in your present energy, there's the devil here. And this usually is like a repeat test. It's like, are you going to fall for old patterns on addictive behaviors and maybe like a saboteur type of relationship? Or are you going to move out of that into something that is going to bring you harmony and success and happiness? So if you're looking for a true coupling in your near future, I do see that happening, but I'm not sure who exactly this is with. Now, what's in your control? This Gemini energy, this Lover's energy, you can decide and choose who you love. You can. So if someone is not treating you well, you can also decide not to love them and not to give them your energy. But that is, your choice and free will. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it because we are sometimes chemically or magnetically very attracted to certain people. But the Hanged Man is how people are seeing you now, and they're seeing that you have a different perspective or a different take on the situation. And in your hopes and fears, you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a great major arcana card here. So lots of major shifts happening. But this is about progress and moving forward and being divinely guided. This can also be a card of luck, if you will. So sometimes when we move out of old relationships that are toxic, we might feel lucky that we didn't stay in those, because we see, that person move on to someone else and treat them exactly the same as they treated us. And once you realize that it's a pattern of toxic behavior, it's really predictable and it's really boring. And it makes that person who does that sort of treatment to someone else, you can see past the facade. It's like, they're not this wounded person, wounded child. They're a wounded adult that is choosing to deliberately and intentionally do this based on their own pattern behavior. Now, in your outcome here, potential outcome, you have karma. Karma's coming around. So you will get to see this play out, I believe, in certain ways. You may not see like all of the background pieces, but I do feel like you're going to see what happens when people do you dirty. It's a bittersweet gift for sure, because literally the bittersweet card came out and I was coughing a lot. So I feel like that might be tied to your throat chakra, because it's the blue on the outside of this card. But make sure you're speaking your truth. And that's very important at this time. Now you have the never-ending story card. That's kind of about being stuck in a karma or a cycle of thoughts, or being tempted by this like addictive pattern or behavioral energy, and I do feel like you're going to break through that once you realize what your priorities are. And as soon as you can really prioritize yourself, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and sometimes, quality is better than quantity. So sometimes it's better to be alone than it is to be with someone else, and that's just maybe what you need at this time so you can reflect. This one says you understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations, and sometimes the best form of love you can do is to walk away from someone. Sometimes it's hard, but there's that saying, if you love something, let it go, and sometimes you have to for your own self-preservation. Now, the answers you need are coming. The full moon in Gemini here. And then you have I am pure magic. So you're really tapping into your charismatic capabilities. Sorry, you can't read that very well with the glare. I am pure magic. And then the tree of life. You are deeply connected to the world around you and dependent on it for your ability to grow and thrive. So some of you might be wanting to go outside and ground yourself if it's weather appropriate, or just be under the trees or around the trees for a bit. And then priorities are very important because you have harness for your third eye intuition. And this card says what's important to you right now, clarify the answers you want in this life and state them simply and clearly and get to the root of what you want and your intuition to tell you. So again, more about roots and trees. And then the I Ching card I have for you is number 42. This one says, fruitful to have a direction to go and fruitful to cross the great river. The old Chinese character for increasing shows a pot filled to overflowing. It means blessing and superabundance. Respond with purpose and movement and let yourself imagine where you want to be and take the first steps to commit to getting there. This is how you keep momentum. So what would you do if you knew you were blessed? And what if there was no limits? And what could change for the better? And then the last card I have for you is the Mother card. This could be you healing your mother wounds, or maybe that person that you're dealing with or were dealing with needed to heal their mother wounds and they may never be able to do that. Usually in a lot of toxic relationships, when you're dealing with someone who's like a boy mom type of person, or a prodigal type son, there's a lot of unhealthy emotional reliance that the mother has on their son, and that can cause a lot of long-term problems, like for life. So make sure you're not taking that personally, because it's not about you. It's about how they were mothered as an infant. And sometimes, that never ended. Like, never grew up. It's the Peter Pan syndrome. So, yeah, there you go. And this can be like man or woman. Like, this is fluid. It doesn't have to be a guy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has those opportunities to have some sort of mother wounding. And, we all have some sort of childhood trauma typically that we're dealing with or trying to resolve within. So that's what I have for you, collective. It was kind of a short and sweet reading today, but hopefully it helped. If it did, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. If you are interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out to me. You can book with the link on my website. It's in the description box below. Or if you're interested, you can book a personalized tarot reading with me on there too. But I will see you next time.